Eagle, proud symbol of our country, keep on flying high up above, and together we will stand and we'll restore the land. Oh, Eagle, keep on flying, Eagle.
Welcome to Listen to the Eagle. We are live in Jackson, Mississippi. I'm your host, Landon Moore. We got alongside Mr. Bert Carruth and Mr. Paul Ott. What's going on, Mr. Paul? You doing all right down there in Summit? You doing all right? We live in Jackson.
Yeah,
how you
man,
today?
how about you?
Doing good, doing good. Y'all wrapped up deer season?
Man, what you talking about? It's wrapped up. I'm drinking a cup of coffee to the whole season. How'd you do?
Man, we done pretty good. I didn't kill but one, but I kept my knife good and dull. I had a pile of deer and hogs to skin.
Bless your heart.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But I tell you what, we had a good time. A lot of action with the youth and outdoors this year. We have really grown our ministry with that. It's been phenomenal, and
Landon?
It's just one thing right after another, you know.
Yeah.
Hey, Landon, can y'all hear me, Paul Ott and Landon?
We can hear you. Come on in here with us.
All right. Bert Ott Carruth, your host, thank you for making us a part of your night. Had a little technical difficulty there. Want to invite you. You want to be a part of the show. 1-800-251-5891. That's 1-800-251-5891 or pound 444 if you C-Spire. Customer inspired like we are right here on Listen to the Eagle. Paul Ott and Landon, before we turn it over to Youth Night, Paul Ott, you got all the text and the pictures yesterday. I want to tell the whole state of Mississippi I am a proud dad. Old Luke got engaged yesterday to Grace. They're getting married.
Well, congratulations. That means in a few years you'll be a grandpa, Bert.
No, Paul Ott, we're going to let them have fun and enjoy each other for about 10 years before we do the granddaddy thing.
That'd make him an old man, Mr. Paul. He ain't ready for that.
Mm-hmm.
No, can't have those terms. Can't have those terms.
Well,
hey, Paul, I want to remind. Yeah, it's so happy for Luke. Grace is a great, wonderful girl. She's got a great family, and so happy for Luke. And he's just turned out to be a fine young man and ready to take that next step in life. So congratulations to Luke and Grace. And I thank everybody for all the congratulations on social media as well.
That's right. I know you told them if they put the Lord first and themselves second, that they won't have no problems.
Right. Hey, and both of those, they do. They both search the Lord for everything in their everyday needs. So I feel real good about both of them always putting the Lord first.
That's great. You know, so many times in today's society you see these marriages just crumble and fall, and even a lot of times before they get started, but they wasn't raised like you raised Luke. I know they and that's a lot of the reason why.
You know, and you bring up a good point, and everything's changing. I mean, this world is changing so fast. And Paul Ott, I know you've seen a big change in your years, but you know, I was sitting here thinking technology, and I hate to say it, the millennials, everything, if there's not an app on your phone and for it to show up within a day in a box at your doorstep, I mean, that's what the world's coming to. We're just so instant, you know, no, let's don't work. Let's don't wait. Let's get everything on our phone, on an app, push a button, and bam, it's here.
You're exactly right.
But I do want to remind our listeners, Landon, you brought up a good point. Your mom is always looking for the show. You can still look at all your local listings for the TV. We're still statewide, all across this great state on many of your local channels. But in the Jackson market, we are no longer on TV. We want to thank them for many years of service. But we are not on the Jackson channel, JTV. But anytime you want to, speaking of technology, you can go to YouTube, youtube.com, type in Listen to the Eagle, and you can watch every show. It's all archived right there for you, just a click of a button, and you can watch the entire show on YouTube. And if you got a smart TV, you just Bluetooth it to YouTube, and boom, it's just like you're sitting in the couch watching us live on Saturday or Sunday morning. So just wanted to let everybody know that as well. Again, you want to be a part of the show, 1-800-251-5891. That's 1-800-251-5891 or pound 444 if you're C-Spire. Customer inspired like we are. Want to invite everybody, you can follow us on Twitter at Bert Ott Carruth. Paul Ott, I guess I'll see you later in the week. It is now time to kind of turn it over to listen to the Eagles' favorite monthly guest, because not only because we love you, Landon, but it's also because it's all about youth night and promoting the youth getting out into the outdoors.
Yes, sir. Well, we appreciate you, Bert, and we thank you for everything you do for us and the show. And we want to also say congratulations to Luke and Grace again for them. We wish them many years of happiness. And like I said, if y'all put the Lord first, it may not always be easy, but it'll be a lot better off than what it would be. Mr. Paul, we've got a guest that called in. Is he still with us, Jim? Logan, is he still with us? Logan is a good friend of mine, and he's got a very special thing going here. He does a veterans hunt every year for a big hog hunter, and they do a veterans hunt every year. But I want Logan, can you hear me? You with us, buddy?
I hear you loud and clear. Man.
All right, sounds great. So, Logan, we've got about 2 minutes before we've got to go to our first break, but I want you to just tell everybody, before you get into your veterans hunt side of things, tell everybody how long you've been hog hunting, and kind of give a story and tell us about, how you got started in it.
Well, Landon, I got started messing with hog dogs about the time I was playing Little League Baseball. I got started with a man named Buck Garden. Got several of us younger kids, and he would kind of keep us around to kind of do a little bit of the physical thing, and able to learn a lot and spend time in the woods with older men, Buck and his son Bucky Darden. And we're just lucky, fortunate to find somebody to kind of take you in and teach you a way of hunting that you wouldn't necessarily have been exposed to, from my household or my family. That would have been probably about 15 years ago now, and it kind of ruined me. I've been stuck to it ever since.
Yeah. And so, how have things changed over the years, Lo? What little hog hunting I do, it's with you, and I know we've had a lot of fun nights together, a lot of fun days, and caught some big hogs. But you told me not too terribly long ago with this tracking systems, it's totally changed the game, hasn't it?
Oh, absolutely. Garmin has developed this GPS system where, as long as you're within several miles of your dog, you know exactly where your dog is on a map, and you know now whether your dog's moving or standing still, and even have now bark detectors, if your dog's barking. So now, we basically have up to the just several second update of exactly what's going on with our dogs. It's really helped change things a great deal. They've partnered with Tritron.
Can you still shoot the hogs 24/7?
To my knowledge, no, not necessarily. I don't know how well that goes over during deer season as far as shooting them.
Well, y'all, we got to go to break. Y'all stay with us. Give us a call at 1-800-251-5891 or pound 444 if you C-Spire customer. I myself, Landon Moore, along with Mr. Paul Ott and Logan Campbell. We're going to be talking hog hunting when we come back, and it's also youth night, so stay with us. Welcome back to Listen to the Eagle. We are live in Jackson, Mississippi, in the beautiful Farm Bureau building in the Reed's Metal Studios. We have Mr. Logan Campbell along with Mr. Paul Ott and myself, Landon Moore. Give us a call. We're talking a little bit about a hog hunting and also about Logan's veteran hunt that he does every year. We're going to ease into that, and it's also youth night. Give us a call at 1-800-251-5891 or pound 444 if you C-Spire customer. Logan, before we went to break, we were talking about how you got started in hog hunting and talking about how things have changed through the years. You had to, if you wasn't in hearing distance of your dogs, you didn't have a clue where they were.
Oh, absolutely. Things have changed, and we passed from the stage. We had the old telemetry style collar where you turned in a circle, and whichever direction you got the loudest beat, you kind of traveled that way, trying to keep up with everything. So the GPS has really revolutionized what we do.
Absolutely,
having access to that sort of technology.
Absolutely. Well, Logan, there's a lot of people out there, and I don't run dogs anymore, deer dogs, and a lot of people have a bad taste in their mouth when it comes to somebody that has any kind of dogs, deer dogs, hog dogs, whatever. And I can understand their argument to a certain degree, but I myself can never see myself supporting not having dogs. If a man wants to have deer dogs and he does it in regulations and follows the rules, and I don't see a problem with it. Like I said, I can see both sides of things, but a lot of the old hunters gave hunters nowadays in our generation a bad name. And I think about that, and I think about, well, what if it comes to where you've got your hogs? It's not quite like deer hunting, where if you turn deer dogs loose, if they got on a deer and it goes through somebody's place and they get off and you'll pick them up on the next road or whatever. You hope to goodness that they don't go on Mr. So-and-so's place. Well, what about that scenario, Logan, where they go right down in the middle of this man's place and bay a hog in the middle of this man's place? As a hog hunter with dogs, you be a voice for yourself right now. You don't want your dogs no more right there than that man does, do you?
Absolutely not. And every effort is going to be made by any hunter worth his salt to contact your landowner and get in touch with them. And and usually anyone in a surrounding area, and anyone, like I say, that's hunted a good bit. If you have a somewhat of a reputation in this, anywhere you're hunting is usually you're in contact with any landowner you might potentially encounter.
Right.
Now, this scenario does arrive. You have no control over where this thing may go or wind up, and you may wind up on some landowner's property that you're not familiar with.
Mm-hmm.
So again, we're going to go back now, and in the state of Mississippi, land ownership is public knowledge. That's another thing, the way that the government has changed things. You can just pay about $80 and download this app. It'll come right onto your tracking you use. It'll tell you who owns this property, or at last current update. Into the state of Mississippi's knowledge, it'll tell you
right.
Who owns the property, and then obviously, absolutely, you want to try to get in contact with that landowner.
Right.
Worst case scenario where you felt like maybe your dogs were in danger, and then maybe you'd have to run in there and try to get your dogs. But of course, you're not going to go in there. That's an on-foot deal. You go straight in, get your animal, and come straight out.
Well, and that's what I wanted to touch on right there. I mean, you've got we have about 100,000 people that tune into our show every week, and I want everybody to understand that if somebody's dogs go in your place and they bay, whatever they're doing, that man that owns those dogs has the legal right to come on your property and get his dogs and get right back off. Is that not right, Logan?
To my knowledge, that is correct.
Yeah.
You can't be seen as being hunting on their property.
No.
So you'd have no firearm. In our case, you'd have no catch dog, or if you're running by the book, you're not going to bring your bike or anything else. You just grab your few dog leashes and your tracking system, and you go straight in and come straight out.
Right. And, you're
you're
going in there to get your dog off the man's place and get out of there and try not to.
And that's it. I'm trying to get my property away from his property.
That's
something
right.
I own,
Right.
get away from something he owns.
Right. Well, Logan, so that I appreciate you talking about that and giving dog hunters a voice there. But let's move to your veterans hunt. You started this a couple years ago, and it's grown since then. I'm gonna turn it over to you, and you kind of tell the listeners about what it's about and what it's come to.
Absolutely. We started doing this annually. I believe this has been our 6th year that we just completed. What we do is we bring these guys in, and then we did our biggest hunt this year. We hunted 4 guys. We usually just take on 2 or 3 and try to keep it small, because hog hunting is just like hunting. I mean, I know there are a lot of them out there, but any kind of hunt, you never know exactly what your outcome's going to be like.
Right.
So we kind of pride ourselves on our success rate or whatever. We want to make sure that everyone that gets in on it has a good time. Well, we kept it a little smaller in the past.
Right.
But basically, these guys come in, and we'll meet up with them, hook up. It's just a different group of guys every year. They come in. We put on a little light shindig for them. We have a cooking on Friday evening. They come in and meet all of our hunters, the people that'll be helping them, and we just kind of not necessarily wait on them hand and foot, but make them feel at home, make them feel like part of the group. And we had a big full breakfast on Saturday morning and got everybody gathered up, and then we just go out, and we'll put the dogs down and get the guys in some pigs. Everybody was successful again this year.
Right.
It wasn't as successful as I wanted. I think we totaled 10 for the weekend. May sound greedy to me, but there's a little bit of misperception, especially this time of year. In the wintertime, if you can get out in the daylight with some decent hog dogs in an area, you do a good bit more damage to the hog population than is generally believed.
Right. Well, Logan, look,
But,
I want you to stay with us and finish up. We got to go to break, but hang tight with us through one more break. We got Mr. Robert Daly that's going to talk about a 3D shoot with Scenic Rivers looks like, and Mr. Terrence Lowry from Hattiesburg. We're coming back to y'all as soon as we get done with this break. Y'all stay with us. Give us a call at 1-800-251-5891 or pound 444 if you see fire like we are. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Listen to the Eagle. I'm your host, Landon Moore. We're live in Jackson, Mississippi. Give us a call at 1-800-251-5891 or pound 444 if you're a C Spire customer. We're jumping right back into it with Mr. Logan Campbell. He was wrapping up telling us about how his Veterans Day hunt went before commercial got us. So, Logan, you said y'all had about 10 hogs caught this weekend, right?
Yeah, we totaled at 10. Didn't have any crazy big ones. Had one pretty good boar, but the guys all had an excellent time.
That's great.
And that's really the main thing. That they were able to get out and experience something that I love doing, and I was able to enrich their life doing it. Yeah. Everybody took home a cooler full of nice, fine eating meat too. So.
That's what it's all about, man. Well, and you said a valid point there earlier. You said that they have the suicide rate. I mean, these guys come back with so many problems, PTSD and all, and they a lot of times they don't have things to get up and look forward to and get out of bed and I've read things that man they can be doing just pretty good and they just have one bad day and it causes them to just fall off the wagon and cause all these problems that they have and when they have something to look forward to like that it does a lot for them. Well, Logan, appreciate you calling in, man. Appreciate you being a voice for the veterans and also for the dog hunters and hog hunters out there. Thank you for everything you do.
Before we hop off here,
yeah.
Before I get shut off, I'd like to send a huge thank you to my landowners also that accommodated us.
Yes.
The cabins, the SEALs, Dr. Landon Moore, off and down around Wilson County, they helped us out. That was a huge deal. Without them, we don't have anything. So I'd like to send a big thank you to them and for them allowing us to get in there and help the veterans. Like that for sure.
Absolutely, Logan. Absolutely. Thank you for everything, brother. Appreciate you calling in. Have a good one.
Yeah, absolutely. You all as well.
All right, who are we going to next? Let's go to Mr. Terrence Lowry in Hattiesburg. Mr. Terrence, sorry for keep you waiting so long, buddy, but we had to get breaks and everything else in. You doing all right tonight?
Hello, how you doing?
Doing fine. What can we help you with?
Well, I was just was on my way home from Camp Shelby.
Okay.
And as you know, all the brigade is fixing to get ready to go to overseas.
Yes, sir.
And just was interested in hearing a little bit more about the hog hunt. I've actually never done anything like that. It's deer hunt, things like that.
Yes, sir. Are you a veteran, Mr. Terrence?
I am already, and of course, it's fixing to go again.
Oh wow! Well, first of all, thank you for your service. And Mr. Terrence, I want you to give you my cell phone number. I'm gonna call it out to you right here if you have your phone handy, and I'll give it to you, and I'll put you in contact with Logan and it don't have to be next year. Whenever y'all get back home, Logan he'll host you anytime. I know he will, and if not, I'll put you up in a place, and you bring a group of guys over, and we'll have a hunt. My number is 601-248-7255. 6428. That's 6428. My name's Landon Moore, and we'd love to have y'all come down if y'all don't mind coming to redneck country around Liberty, Mississippi.
Oh well, that's been over there. We actually did some hurricane duty over there at Centerville.
Okay, well that's
back during Katrina.
Right. Okay. Well, he mentioned Vine Brothers in Centerville donated all their sausage and whatnot. That's the folks right there in Centerville that have the big store and restaurant and all. So.
Oh yeah, we ate there every day for 2 weeks.
Hey, well, you couldn't ask for a finer place to eat, I can tell you.
It was good.
Well, Mr. Tarrant, thank you for calling, brother, and we wish y'all the best, and God bless y'all, and thank you again for your service.
Okay, well, you keep us all in your prayers. We sure do appreciate it.
We will. Thank you.
All right, bye-bye.
Listeners, y'all keep them in your prayers. They're going overseas. That's a big group from Camp Shelby, and just be praying for them. Going to Mr. Robert Daly, the man that can shoot a bow and arrow like nobody I've ever seen, Mr. Paul Ott.
Yeah, he don't ever miss, I don't think.
No, well, no, I don't want to say that now. His fiance, I'm not going to say she outshot him. I'm just going to say I would have rather put an apple on top of my head with him shooting than her.
I'm feeling the love tonight.
I'm hearing you. Well, I got to give you a hard time. What's going on, Mr. Robert?
Well, I wanted to call before I get into information on something Scenic Rivers is doing. I want to answer a question Paul Ott asked a while ago, and that was about hunting hogs 24/7. You can still do that, but if you're going to be hunting them at night, I'm going to tell you what the game warden told me, whether it's deer season or not. He said if he has to get out of bed at 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning and go answer a report of somebody shooting, he said you better have a hog on the ground or in the back of your truck when he gets there, or he's arresting you for deer hunting at night. Now, the way to avoid that, the best thing to do is if you're going to be hunting hogs at night, call your local game warden and let him know where you're going to be, what you're going to be doing, and that way he's been informed, and if somebody calls him and reports hearing shots in that area, you know, he knows who it is. But well, I wanted to call and talk to you about. So I got an email from Scenic Rivers. They are hosting a shoot for 4-H Shooting Sports March 3rd, Saturday, March 3rd, at Ethel Vance Park in Liberty. And I have been to some of these shoots that they have down there. Let me tell you, Scenic Rivers puts on a great shoot. These ladies and gentlemen were brand new at putting on shoots just a couple of years ago, and man, they hit the nail on the head. They know what they're doing. They're putting on a great shoot. The range is set up really good. It's combined, compound and traditional. It'd be a great place to take kids. You know, Landon, when y'all were so nice as to have Lauren and me down at your hunting club.
Yes, sir.
Had us out there shooting with the kids. You know, the kids love it. Man, you put a bow in a kid's hand, and they're about to have fun.
We
had
kids,
to take the kids.
Right. We had kids there that were scared to leave, you know, Mom and Daddy's hip pocket and scared to leave Pawpaw's pocket, that after 3 minutes of watching Mr. Robert and Miss Lauren, they had them out there, y'all, shooting bows by themselves. I mean, he's got bows that a 2-year-old can pull back with ease, and they actually shoot. I mean, they would. If they had a sharp point on the end, they would pierce you. I mean, it's amazing the bows that he has, and yes, it's awesome. I love watching them kids get out there and do that.
They love it. They have so much fun with it, just like at the wildlife extravaganza. Man, they just get the fever for it. And when you take a kid that hasn't shot a bow, and you get them out there and give them a few tips, and then they start hitting that target. Man, you see a smile come on their face, and you know they have fun, and I get a rush out of watching kids have fun shooting a bow.
Yes, sir.
That's just a big deal for me.
Right.
And so this shoot that we're talking about, it's a great place. It's family oriented. It's a great place to take kids, and I'd love to see a lot of people show up for this. So again, that's going to be March 3rd, Saturday, March 3rd, at Ethel Vance Park in Liberty, Mississippi. Registration, adults $20, child $10.
Okay, awesome. All right, so that's I mean, that'll be here before you know it. I mean, March 3rd is just right around the corner. right there in my hometown, Liberty, Mississippi. I can't. You ain't gonna find no better folks, y'all, than Liberty, Mississippi. So y'all
Right.
come on down and
Sure.
join them.
They're
Guys,
not
we
gonna
got to
do what we
go.
say,
I'm
they're
going to
gonna do what we
close
do.
with the Lord's Prayer, and we've got to go. Thank y'all for being with us. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Forgive us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those that trespass against us.
Love you.
Lead us not in temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and glory forever and ever. Amen.